I think you guys can see it. I can't see a thing. Okay. Oh, hey, Mervs. Yeah, I always forget to post because I really just decide like last minute, like, you know what, I'm just going to go live instead of recording this later or for later video. And then I just sort of do it. Just got back from a short run, and I thought I would continue to sand this beautiful horse's mane for another hour or so. I am sanding the mane on this rocking horse that I'm making. So it is for a future grandchild. And I have to have it done by Sunday. I am staining a portion of it. The rest of it is just going to get sealed. So it needs to look pretty. But I like this like spalded. This is all pine or spruce rather. And it's got some spalding in it as it started to rot. Like you could see this streak here. So I really like the way it looks. And you got like the knot in the tail here. So I'm staining only a small portion of it. Actually, I could probably aim this down a little better. That might be good. Hello, everybody. It's hard for me to see the chat from this angle because the thing that's holding the phone is actually blocking most of the chat. So if I see it, I will respond. But I was just making a video for a later video I'm going to post about this whole project. Oh, I got to show you guys this. So if you guys were watching me the other day, you saw me cutting out the legs. But I finished sanding them, and then I routed them. And aren't they just the cutest little horsey legs? walk outside. And then this is the other one. This is the back leg. This is the front leg. I had to put some fill in here, so I'll sand this off once it's dry completely. But here are my little legs. Poor Nick. Which Nick? Talking about Ricada? Talking about Ricada Murphs. Oh, okay. So we're gonna fix this so I can see the chat. What's Josie got going on with Ricada? Oh, sanding wood like Nick. I got it now. Okay. Now I can see the chats. I can see like the last. Turn on all chat. No, it's not that. It's I can't see it because the little device holding the phone blocks most of the chat. So now I got the phone teetering with the wind blowing. So if you guys fall, it's all Josie's fault. But hey, everybody. Hey, Josie. Seeing you in the chat. Ricada's got something going on apparently. Don't know what that's all about. I will say that I have been extremely paranoid because my current setup is in my bedroom, that I actually unplugged the microphone and put the little guard down on the camera because I'm like, I'm going to be walking by and something's going off. Forgot to shut down the stream. Yeah, if he comes back, it'd be a great comeback story. We shall see. He's got to take care of himself first. That's the big thing. He is no good to anybody else if he can't take care of himself. So hopefully he's able to do that. So you guys watch Karen Reed today, or what'd you watch? I know Wendy was probably watching something else if she's in the chat. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally show anything. The other day, I got a DM from Solomon saying, "Hey Dave, you know you're in the Discord, the Free Zachariah Anderson Discord watch group, and you're like, we can hear everything." I don't know what I was doing other than maybe watching TV, lying in bed. But so now I've changed it on Discord that I have to hold the button down in order to talk into the Discord watch parties. So what do you guys think of Karen Reed? Do you think she did it? You think she's guilty? This is the biggest problem I'm having with the case. We can sit in our little recliners and say, all those witnesses are lying. They're all telling a fabricated story. But how do you prove that? How do you prove a negative? You know, a lot of people have problems with that. I mean, even in my, family law or whatever, trying to prove a negative is a hard thing to do. You're trying to prove that the story doesn't exist. How do you do that? It's almost impossible unless you just impeach every single witness. And there's been, I don't know what, 30 witnesses? So you got to impeach 30 witnesses? It's a daunting task to actually have to do once you think about it. Like, I've got to impeach the character of every single witness. There's 30 of them. And I got to convince the jury that all of them are lying. It's a hard task. And I don't know if it's going to be done. There's no proof that she did it, but we know that that's not going to prevent somebody from convicting her. It's not going to prevent a jury from convicting her, right? You have to. They're going to say, well, we don't know for sure that she did it, but she probably did, because why else would she say she hit him, right? Unless you discredit every single one of those witnesses that says, Karen said she hit him. Oh, no. That's a lot of witnesses to discredit. And I saw Sean talking a lot about Turtle Boy. He was brought up today in court, at least on his stream. I think he was brought up today in court. And, that's what Turtle Boy inserted himself, dumb fuck juice, as Sean calls it. But if the jury acquits, I will go on record by saying, if they acquit, it's because of Turtle Boy and the other supporters of Karen Read with the billboards and the protesting, and that's why they acquitted, because we've seen a hell of a lot less evidence still convict people. So there, that's my public statement on that. For the two people that are watching, Murphs and Josie. Go tell your friends what I think about this case. Their stories don't match. I hate to admit it, but the attorneys have a lot of sway. You are my two faves, by the way. Better than Jung. She doesn't come around anymore. Which attorneys? You mean defense attorneys or the prosecutor? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the defense attorneys are doing an amazing job. I think they're doing really good. At the end of the day, I don't know if it's going to be enough. And I think I said in Baker's chat, was it yesterday or did they have a trial yesterday? I don't know what day it was. But I said, I'm exhausted just watching these attorneys because I know the feeling of having to do a trial. I was talking to Sean on the phone yesterday, potentially criminal, and we were chit-chatting about the case. And he's like, yeah, my longest case was 5 days. I said, my longest one I think was like 3.5. And I'm like, but those... Even those are exhausted. Could you imagine doing a trial for 6 weeks? I'd be dead. I'd be dead before the trial was done. Be in that courtroom on edge, because you're on edge the entire time during the trial. Like I had a trial today, this morning. Well, half a day of trial. I got another day and a half coming up. But you're on edge. You're constantly on edge. You're listening for objections. You're thinking strategy. All right, what am I going to... My client was on the stand for direct examination this morning. All right, well, what am I going to ask him on cross that's going to rehabilitate him? What evidence am I going to admit? Opposing counsel is submitting a document. All right, hang on. I got to go through it all real quick. I don't agree with page 2. No objection except page 2. Strike that. You're constantly on edge. And to do that every day, 8 hours a day for 6 weeks is a daunting task. Hey, Christine. Are you ready for the Friday interview? I am ready. I have been preparing. I have been studying my notes. I've been making note cards. I've been running sample questions for myself through my head. We're ready to go. You ready, Josie? You ready for my interview? Don't make her look bad. I'm not making her look bad. I'm gonna ask or answer the question. Remember, I was on for Christine's interview with Farrell back when Farrell actually had content. I was one of the first, besides Farrell, that Christine talked to. And at that point, I interviewed her. So she's going to do a fine job interviewing me. Because she's already been educated by me. The best. Got all this glue I'm trying to get off. And the chisel works a lot better to get the glue off than the sandpaper. Signed up for a half marathon in December. Nice. Started training. Okay, so Josie, if you've never run, or even if you have run, there's a series of apps. One is Couch to 5K. Then there's another app which is 5K to 10K, I think. And then 10K to half marathon. And then half marathon to full marathon. So there's like a series of apps, but they're training apps. And they're really good. The second time I ran the Free Press Marathon, I want to say the second time, my wife and I used the app to train with, and we felt so good at the end of it. So the first time we just sort of ran and did our own thing, and I did it and it was fine, but I was really sore the next day. And then the second one, we did the app and it was great. And then last year I didn't train at all. But try the apps out. I don't think they're a terrible amount of money. We didn't start the Couch to 5K because we've already been running. I think we just did the 10K to the half marathon. And it was we just followed it. It did exactly what it said we needed to do. It gave us down days. It gave us longer runs. It was a great app. And if you've never run, like if you're literally going from Couch to half marathon, start with the Couch to 5K. And then once you've completed that training, go up. You got a marathon in December. You got plenty of time. And if you're feeling really good, you can skip a few. Like I think we skipped a few. We're like, we're feeling like this is not challenging us enough, fast enough, so we skipped a few weeks or a few days, something like that. Jumped later on in the program where we were running a little longer, a little harder. Have you ever ran a half marathon, Josie? I want to do the full, but my wife won't do it with me. And if she's not doing it, then I'm not going to do it. Because I ain't running alone. I run behind my wife for the scenery. No, you don't have to send me the questions, Christine. I will be good. Well, now I'm a little concerned as to what Christine's going to ask me. She's already got them written down and prepared. Uh-oh. Now I'm worried. Christine, is the stream up already yet for the interview? If it is, put it in Discord so I can share it out. Tag me in it. Try to promote it some. I get new running shoes every training session and run. And then like what I'm wearing right now are my old running shoes, but I'm not really training, I'm just sort of running. And then I usually just use them for like running around in the yard or the shop shoes afterwards. I always get new shoes for each season. Especially if you're gonna do a half marathon. You can run a 5K or 10K in slippers, but if you're gonna do a half marathon, get new shoes. Hakas. What are Hakas? I don't know those brands. Is that a brand? So you used to run 5Ks all the time. So if you're experienced enough with 5Ks, then I would probably get the 5K to 10K app, because you know what you're doing. You don't need to start from the couch. I mean, unless you literally been sitting on the couch for 5 years, maybe you want to start with the couch one. But I think there's previews, so you can kind of see what the workout looks like in the couch to 5K. And I think that's the one I downloaded years ago, like 8 years ago when my daughter first started wanting to run. And it's fairly easy, actually. It's like run for 2 minutes and then walk for 2 and then run for 2. So it's kind of, I don't know, if you've any experience running, I probably wouldn't start with that one. Josie, what are those shoes you're talking about? I run New Balance. That's what I always buy for my running shoes. But I'm always up for a different idea. Maybe there's something out there better than New Balance. All right, you guys want to see at least kind of what it looks like. So here's the little rocking horse. And then so here's the rocker. Rockers, there's two, and they're sort of glued together right now. Or not glued, they're screwed together right now, so I can shape them together. I gotta finish shaping them. So if we look at the little saddles. All right, let's see if I can sort of tentatively put this together so you guys can see it. That's the back foot. That's the front foot. Something like that. And there's a little saddle. Oh wait. It's dry. Dry enough, I guess. So this is the saddle pad. It's going to go underneath the saddle. Something like that. Let's see here. That's kind of what he's going to look like when he's done. He's going to be cute. And then I have this old, oh, my mind's drawing a blank. Not harness, but halter. So I have this old halter here that I am going to use and fashion into a little halter on this guy. Instead of the wooden, like there's wooden pieces you can cut. Hang on, if you can see the plans. See, so you can see like there's wooden pieces for a halter that you can put on them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use real leather with real little reins. And then I have 2 old saddles up here, and I was thinking about, because I'm never going to use these and I don't know if there's any value to saving them, but see that big leather flap? I was thinking about cutting that off and then wrapping this little saddle in leather. So that's what I don't know, use the stuff around here. So that's the idea. Okay, so I gotta go back up to Josie's. Hi, how can I see all chat? Have to post pictures when I'm done. I will. I will definitely post pictures. But I love this look. This is like the Spalding here. So this is where the wood started to rot. And it has these little black streaks in it, which I just really like. And so it's more or less going to be like this. So this is a plan that I purchased. It's an 1890 vintage rocking horse. Like, you can paint it if you want, but I'm not painting it. And now my papers are blowing away. So you can see how the stain is. Like, the saddle is stained, the hooves are stained. I'm going to do that, but to the extent possible, I'm going to wrap it in leather. So that's my plan. Oh, thank you, Josie. And see, there's like these little templates you cut out. So I'm going to save this. Maybe I'll make some more of them, because he's kind of cute. All right. See if I can get you guys back in the holder without dropping you. So I gotta sand this mane still. It's getting windy. And this is what I've been doing since work ended. This is what keeps my sanity. Nothing better than smell of fresh cut wood. Now, see, now I gotta fix this because I can't see your chats. Actually, let me try to do this. Can you guys still see it okay? I can't really see the image, but I can see your chats. Yes, I am expecting a grandkid soon. A step grandkid, if that counts. It's my wife's daughter is having a child. And Sunday we have the baby shower, and this has to be done for Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. Is today Wednesday? So basically I have like 2 days left to try to get this done, because I still got to stain it and then it's got to dry. So I have 2 days to finish this thing. So that's why I'm out here late working on it. So if anyone bitches about me not streaming, not that you guys ever would, just tell them that I had to build a rocking horse. But I am streaming Saturday on the Lego stream. Valhalla, Wendy, and I are going to talk about Dollywood. I have a video to premiere. I edited a video together of shorter videos that I took in Dollywood. So you get to see some Gosney, some Kaiser, some Valhalla, a lot of Wendy in the video. Volstorm, Dictionary Diva, Valkyrie, Mrs. Gosney, a little bit of Mrs. Gosney. I feel like I should have taken more video, period, but it's okay. I was experiencing it rather than documenting. Well, thank you, Josie. I did not record myself. Really? You think I would record myself pushing her? No, I do it where there's no cameras. I'm excited to see Wendy's face though on the stream. I haven't seen her face. I mean, I've seen pictures, but I haven't like seen her face to face since she was kissing concrete. That's the last time. No. Yeah, that's the last time I saw her in person because she went to the hospital, and then Expert picked her up and brought her back to the hotel while we were at the bar, and then I left the next morning. So yeah, the last time I saw her, she was face down on the concrete. That kind of sucks. So it'd be good to see her on Saturday. Yeah, she'll be on the stream with us. It was her idea, actually. She said, "You think we should do a Lego stream where we talk about Dollywood?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, that would be a great idea. Let's do it Saturday, so it's still sort of a fresh concept because the Saturday before we were literally all still down there. So it was her idea, and I got a Lego set. Valhalla got a Lego set. So we're gonna actually build Legos, and we're gonna go through our. It's just we don't have anyone we're interviewing. It's gonna be Dollywood is going to be the subject of the stream. But we got small. This is gonna be a short stream. We've got small sets, like a couple of hours maybe will be the length of the stream. We've got some videos to show. Some videos that some might think show me in a compromised position. However, I believe it shows the lack of, how do I want to say this? I believe it shows more the lack of courage on behalf of others, not necessarily me being compromised. So we got some videos of that. Yeah, my phone was definitely turned off. I want it to be kind of round, but still have shape. I don't want a child bonking its head against it and getting a cut. Bruise is fine, cuts are not. So I make sure everything is kind of rounded over. And by the way, for those who are at all interested, I am currently sanding with 120 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to step it up and step it up. And before I finish this, it'll be something like 300 grit sandpaper, so it'll be as smooth as a baby's ass before I stain it and seal it. But right now, this is shaping paper. Hey, Fubar. How is Future treating you? Is Thursday good so far? smooth as Lando Calrissian. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna call you a Buck or 76. I've seen you around. We've chatted a ton. I've never learned how to say your name. Not that it would matter if someone tried to tell me the right way, anyways. But welcome. If you're coming in late, this is a rocking horse. Well, part of a rocking horse. It's the horse part of the rocking horse. The rocking part is over here. Here's the rocking part of the rocking horse. And I am trying to sand and shape and finish the mane right now. And I'm going to work on the nose and the face and work on the rest of this as much as I can get done today. And I am just sanding and getting some glue off and smooth it out and make it look nice and pretty so a child can chew on it for a couple of years until they get tired of it. And that's what I'm doing. And you guys are currently hanging precariously from a stand-up lamp. Need to go sharpen my chisel real quick. Yeah, it's still kind of sort of sharp enough. This thing's not sitting right here. I had a better angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know if this is going to help at all. See, I can't see. Oh, yeah, okay. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. Okay, so there's all this glue in here, and I am trying to take out the glue without taking out too much wood. So when I stain and seal all this, it actually looks the same, because it won't look the same when there's glue. Yep. Get this side. I gotta do the same though. Well, hey. I'm gonna try to show you guys what I'm doing. I might as well show you what I'm doing. Okay, see all that yellow glue? We're gonna get that out. Or try to without damaging the wood. My chisels, I sharpened it a bit ago, but I'm at a weird angle. If I screw this up, I'm gonna blame it on the fact that, there, see? Get that nice and smooth, get all the glue off. And you could see all the glue, sort of It's squeezed out down here on the face. I gotta clean all this up. And you want, when you're gluing stuff together, you want glue to squeeze out, because that means you're binding it strong enough. There's no gaps. And in fact, so you can see there's a little gap here, but that's because there was sort of a divot in the board, but that's okay. And then I'm debating if I want to sort of, I don't really want to carve anything in this mane. I think this mane is good. But with the tail, I thought maybe I would carve, make it look like a tail, right? I don't know. We'll see. When I come to the tail, we'll see what I'm going to do. I'm not the best at carving wood. I can shape wood, but carving it, this is like I get one shot at making this right because the deadline is Sunday. So I don't want to necessarily take the risk of trying to carve a tail. And if you guys are asking me questions in chat, I have no clue because I can't see it. My head is behind the camera. Did I cut myself? Why is that red? All right. And that needs absolutely no sanding because I did it so well. But I still have to round over the inside of the ears. Try to give it sort of a, I mean, it's wood, so it's not natural. Horses aren't made of wood, but try to give it some sort of shape. I don't like corners, right? Like you could tell here that it just sort of takes a sharp turn downwards, and I don't want any of that. So, and again, this is shaping paper, so I still have an opportunity to shape it fairly well. All right. Yes, I did learn woodworking from my father. Let me zoom this out so I can see the chat again. I just wanted to kind of show you guys. Yeah, my father was a woodworker, and he built his boat, and he's always worked on, like, I think he made me one of these. No, my uncle made me an airplane that you, like, pushed around. But yeah, just sort of watching him and then working with him on various projects. Like for my 13th birthday, my dad gave us plans to build our own futon beds. And so, and then bought us the wood, and my brother and I made our own beds. That was sort of like, that was our gift, was also our entertainment centers. He was like, yeah, and whatever you guys want for an entertainment center in your bedrooms, we'll make it that too. That was a gift for us for Christmas one year, which was awesome. Now, these are my carving chisels, which are not good for shaping. You can see the carving chisels. There's a variety of shapes and sizes for, this is be like if you wanted to actually like carve a horse out of a block of wood sort of thing. But I'm using this one here because it's got a little bit of a contour to try to get some of these some of the glue and some of the shape on some of these round edges. So it's not really a chisel, it's a carving tool, but I'm using it anyways because I find it effective. Maybe not. This glue is hard. Ideally, I would have liked to clean this off within an hour of gluing it up, but I glued it up at like midnight, and then I wasn't able to touch it at all yesterday. So now it's really hard And I have a feeling I'm going to go too deep with this chisel. This one, this is definitely going to go too deep. So that's just, ooh, I know. Use the electric sand. All right. I don't know if that was loud or not. But now, okay, so sorry. I was just trying to catch up on chat. See if anyone's asking questions. This was 80 grit, worn down 80 grit. So that's very much just to shape this. It's very extremely rough. So now I'm going to go back with my hand at 120. Continue shaping it and smoothing it out. And hand sanding can always get a better finish than power sanding, unless you're just simply sanding flat. I don't know if you guys saw it before. I had all the glue on it and stuff, but it's a nice nose now on the pretty horse. So I got to get up in here a little bit. There's some rough spots and some lines here, some grooves. I'm actually gonna take the chisel or the carving tool and find one that's an appropriate angle. Keep trying to move you guys around so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So when I cut it with the bandsaw, it left a little nubbin, something, whatever you want to call it. So I got to chisel that out. It's been a while since I've sharpened these things too. All of my tools are dull. Unless I sharpen them today, they're pretty dull. But that works. Sharp enough. Sharp enough. I got this carving set maybe 15 years ago now, and the plan was I was going to practice like actually carving things, and then I never practiced and never got good at it, so I basically use them as chisels, shape chisels now. I think it's getting dark outside because all the bugs are coming in now to the light. I normally want to sand with the grain, but this is end grain mostly, so there really is no with the grain. So I think I'm going to be okay going this way. Ooh, actually, I'm going to get a dowel. I have one. Don't have one in that size. All right, I'll just do it by hand. Oh, my hour's almost up. Ask me some questions, because I think we're going to be shutting down here pretty soon, and then I am going inside and taking care of some. I gave myself an hour to keep working on this. It's 10 o'clock my time now. One time when I had absolutely nothing to do the next day, and my wife just let me go, I was out here. I didn't even realize it was like 3 a.m. I'm just working away. I'm sure the neighbors were loving me because the doors were open. But if I don't watch the time, I'll just be out here forever. I don't know. Horse is looking good, right? It's looking pretty. You gotta get its forehead here. So this red over here, I think that's actually part of the marker, the Sharpie, when I laid it out. I thought I sanded it off before I glued it together, but apparently not. Kind of get that out of there. How many hours? So the first hour I laid out these three sections. Sorry, the first hour I laid out these three sections, 1, 2, 3. The rockers, and all of that. And then I cut out these three. And then I glued them together. Then I worked on the legs for another 2 hours. So maybe I have like maybe like 3.5 hours into this. You guys just watched like the last hour of it. I mean, obviously I gotta glue stuff together and let it dry. There's some boards over here I had to mill down on the table saw, and then I glued them together, and so these are just, well, you guys can't see because the camera zoomed in too far. There's nothing special, it's just some boards glued together, sitting right there. But like, those have been sitting there drying for several hours, so you know, there's downtime like that where I'm not actually working on anything, just sitting and drying. Yeah, 3.5 hours, I think, so far. It's not a terribly complicated project. It's mainly finding the time to do it. Both a dog gate with locking wheels. That's the extent of my woodworking skills. Hey, well, it was useful and it functioned, right? That's good. I know people that couldn't even build that. That piece is kind of shot. This is one thing. I don't know why people insist on using sandpaper after it's gone. Like, this is so smooth compared to this, the new stuff. It's rougher. Like, when the sandpaper's spent, just get rid of it. What do I have crawling? Is that a possum? A skunk? What was that? Hang on. I don't think it made it into the shop, but I really hope it didn't make it into the shop. Future lotto number 16, 23, 38, 27, 3, 41. All right, you guys all got the numbers. Got like this indent. The horse has an indent in its forehead. I'm trying to, that's what I'm working on. I don't want the horse to have a dent in its forehead. I think I saw an opossum. I don't think it was a raccoon or anything. Unless it was the neighbor's cat. Whatever it is. As long as it doesn't come in the shop. What I was originally thinking of doing is rounding these edges over like this. I don't know if you can see that. You see how these edges are rounded over here? You do that with a router that rounds it over. And I was thinking of doing that here, but I don't know. I like this rounded over better than the sanded over. So I might come back and just router it over with this, but first I'm going to sand it all and then I'll make the decision. Well, the possums leave you alone if you leave them alone, right? See, I've gone now over my hour, and I have no desire to stop. I could just do this all night. Thought it was in my garage. But oh, my dog would walk right by him. He wouldn't care at all about anything. Does it look like a happy little horse? I need a block of wood. There we go. Nice. What was your craft you were working on, Fubar? Are you holding us in suspense so we have to watch your video? I think that's pretty much gonna be good. This dent is bothering me. Can you guys see it from there? Let me know. I see it here in person. So I had a wooden wedding ring. Well, I still have the wooden wedding ring. But it kept getting damaged, and then I'd have to fix it, and then it got damaged more, and then I have to fix it. Can you guys see why now? This is why I wear the rubber one. Because I'm constantly working with like sandpaper and everything else that sort of attacks wood and does away with it and turns it into a little dust. So now I gotta fix it finally, and then only use it for on special occasions. It's a secret. Nice. All right, we'll go check out your channel, I guess. Did Christine leave us? Check out this freaking red, whatever the hell it is. It was being protected under some glue I didn't see, and that's why it's there. All right, now the bugs are starting to bother me. All right, slight name change. Okay, are you gonna change the channel, or are you just gonna change your name from Fubar to like Australian Arts and Crafts or something? All right, I think I'm gonna call that good for tonight. Trying to think of what my calendar is tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow I gotta get everything done, everything sanded, and ready to go. Tomorrow's Thursday for stain on Friday. sealing on Saturday. And then, ta-da, here you go. Yeah, most of it done. The rest of it will be easy. The rest of it's like flat stock and round stock. Like the legs and the body of the horse. This is all the stuff that takes time. Everything else is pretty much just flat stuff. Any thoughts on the feds being in the courtroom Friday? Retrial? Were they in the courtroom last Friday? Really? There is so much with that Karen Reed case. You have to spend your entire day, every day, keeping up with it. And that's part of the reason why I didn't really want to cover it. I was happy Baker was covering it, so I could just say, hey, everyone go check out Baker. Because there was this, once I got Turtle Boy on the radar, and I started talking to him, and realizing, look at this little belly, realizing all the details, I wanted nothing to do with it. But, all right, well, thanks for hanging out. We will, maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I have been taking video of this project throughout, so there will be a video of all of it. And, who's under investigation? Turtle Boy? Colin? There we go. All right. The wood shop. The relaxing horse. Someone said it was play fighting. We'll see. Everyone was play fighting in the Karen Reed case. Even the old men in the bar. All right, guys. You all have a good night. Bye.